Hey, John.
Let's start. Okay. So welcome everyone to the Hyperledger Identus maintainer and contributor call of today. Um, as usual, remember the antitrust policy notice, and as well remember to adhere to the code of conduct during the Hyperledger meetings. For today agenda, we have a few topics. As usual, introductions. We are going to share some updates. We have a community spotlight from the Tala present team. Okay, this is weird. And as usual, we are going to review the issues and then Q&A. So let's go with introductions. Do we have anyone new to these calls that wants to present themselves?
Hi, everybody. I'm Jim St. Clair. I am brand new to this call, brand new to the Identus community, but been hanging around with Diff and 2IP for years. I'm the president or CEO and co-founder of MyLego. We are a decentralized identity solution specifically for patient identity and healthcare, and glad to jump on board with y'all.
Okay, welcome, Jim.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? I think the rest is the usual. Yep, so let's continue. So regarding updates, on the topic of migrating of repositories, we are still waiting for a legal technicality to get sorted out. Hopefully this week we get this finalized, hopefully, and then we can proceed with the transfer of the rest of the Hyperledger Identus repositories, mediator, wallet SDKs, and all the other things. Other topic, the identus.io domain that was acquired by Young, thanks John, it was already transferred to the Linux Foundation. So basically, because that is an asset of the community, they basically take that into their control. So is there available for the Hyperledger Identus to use later on. Currently, it is pointing to nowhere. We only have the domain. Eventually, we need to decide where to point the domain to, maybe to the documentation side. One is properly rebranded with Hyperledger Identus, or maybe to the Hyperledger Identus project page, or we need to have a discussion about it, but the good thing is that the domain has already been transferred. Other topic is about the technical charter for the Hyperledger Identus project. I sent an email pretty much to all the maintainers and also to the product team from IOG with the draft template of the charter for review. I think that yeah, there are not many comments in there, but you still have time to review the technical charter and make any comment or suggestion that you think needs to be addressed. The only thing so far that I have suggested to change in the charter is the use of the term maintainers instead of committers, because I believe that we are more familiar with the term maintainers in our repositories. So that is just a slight, a small language thing. I'm going to go next. So this slide is like a summary of what is stated in the technical charter document. basically, this document is what is going to frame how the operations of the project are going to be handled. It states the mission and the scope of the project. There is a reference to the formation of the technical steering committee, who is the group responsible of the technical oversight of the project. As you already know, the initial members of this committee are going to be the current project maintainers, and they are listed in the maintainers.md file in the Identus GitHub repository. This committee needs to hold meetings in public. They can be conducted online or in person, so most likely they are going to be online always. Then the charter refers to roles, so we have two roles. The role of contributors, who is anyone who contributes to the project, and the maintainers, who are going to be the TSC members, and they are going to have additional responsibilities. Part of the responsibilities of the TSC members is to oversee the technical direction, organize sub-projects and working groups, establish community norms and policies, and coordinate marketing events or things related to the project. Regarding voting for decision making, so it's consensus based. For quorum, it requires at least 50% of the voting members, so that's the half of the current maintainers. We also need to comply with the policies of Linux Foundation, adopt the code of conduct, and adopt as well open and transparent operations related to community assets while they are held by Linux Foundation on behalf of the project community. But the project basically owns or manages this stuff. General rules of operation, well, be professional and be also respectful of the trademark rights. I mentioned this last week, I believe. Regarding intellectual property, well, copyrights are retained by contributors. We must adopt we already are under Apache 2 license, so our contributions are also under the same license. Regarding documentation and other type of things like that, they go under Creative Commons Attribution for Zero license. If there are amendments to be done to the charter, they can be done. It requires voting and at least 2/3 of the TSC to vote for changes in the charter. And afterwards, it requires approval from Linux Foundation. So that is a summary of what is in the technical charter. The ones who received the email, you can still check it out and comment if you have any observation or something that you believe needs to be studied with a little bit more detail. But basically, that's it related to the technical charter. Any question?
Esteban, if somebody did want to comment, how do they go about doing that?
So only maintainers who received the email. Did you receive the email?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, basically just comment. Is the charter is this Google Docs? You can comment, like add a comment, or you can suggest a change.
Okay, cool. So it's just for maintainers at the moment.
Yeah, because it relates to the TSC, and the TSC is only maintainers. So this is not for the open community, let's say.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Esteban, it's Eric here. I've got just one request for clarity. So you're voting on decision making. It doesn't say how the rules, how voting is counted. Is it per member? Is it per wallet? Size of the wallet is, you see what I mean?
No. In this case, there are no wallets, and this has nothing to do with Cardano. This is a Hyperledger related. The voting is 1 vote per maintainer. And the current list of maintainer is, if you go here to the Hyperledger Identus repository, there is a maintainers.md file. So these people are the ones who currently can vote for TSC decisions.
Okay.
Okay. Any other question? I cannot see the chat, so I don't know if there are questions in the chat.
No, there's no question.
Okay.
Just
Cool.
David has raised his hand though.
do you when do you want it completed by? Do you have a date where everyone needs to comment and it becomes set in stone? What's the process you're looking for to go and get this finalized?
So basically, it's open for review yet. Well, still is open. Once we are done with comments, what I need to do is go back to the Linux Foundation and say, this is what our current maintainers community commented. And once we get into agreement, then this becomes set in stone. But we still have time. Maybe let's establish 1 more week for comments. And next Tuesday, I will go with whatever comments we have already and do a review and see if there is something to address.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay. So let's move to the next part. This is the community spotlight. So I am changing hats. Now I am Atala Prism. So basically what we want to present today is the Prism Sandbox. We're going to review briefly some details of the terms of service. We are going to talk briefly about the features and how to provide feedback about the Prism Sandbox. So, but very important, when you get access to the sandbox, well, you will see a link to the terms of service in the login page. Read the terms of service. In essence, this is something that the Tala team and IOG is providing. The purpose of this sandbox or product is to facilitate people to use the technology in a way that they don't need to be concerned with deployment of agents and all that stuff. Be mindful that IOG has precautionary things that are usually in the small area of things, of contracts, can terminate access at any time. We are going to provide support, but the support is as is. There are no SLAs of any kind. The team will be supporting this sandbox basically on best effort basis. Liability, well, use at your own risk. IOG disclaims any liability of consequence of using this product. Change to the agreement of the terms of service can happen at any time and without notice. And another important matter is that data persistence is not guaranteed. I mean, it's not like we are going to be deleting data, but don't take that for granted. So it's just things to keep in mind. So what we want to tell with this is that this is to facilitate the onboarding of usage of this technology, but don't take this for granted. So let's say you have a Catalyst proposal or you want to develop a demo. If that is the case and you want to have some sort of business model, don't rely on this service. In those scenarios, you better deploy your own infrastructure for you to be sure that you have control over that. So to use the Prism Sandbox, well, you will be required to have a GitHub account. That's the medium that we use for login. The service is going to be provided free of charge, as The terms of service may change. Well, this may change. We are not planning to have a fee for using the sandbox anytime soon, but just be warned that maybe sometimes in the long future that can change. The sandbox is built from Hyperledger Identus. So for API usage, follow the Identus API documentation. Basically, this is just a deployed instance of the Hyperledger Identus agents plus other features. What are you going to get when you sign in into the sandbox? You are going to get access to two Cloud Agent instances, call it Sandbox Agent A and Sandbox Agent B. You are going to have your own tenant, so your data is not going to be, excuse me, mixed with anyone else's data. You are going to have access to a DITCO mediator URL, and the sandbox includes a basic browser-based wallet with holder capabilities. So in essence, you have enough components available in the sandbox to establish your own truth triangle. So you can use the two cloud agents, maybe as an issuer and verifier, and you are going to have the browser wallet to use as a holder role. And then you also have the mediator. So let's go briefly see the sandbox. Let me log out here. So Fayad will be sharing with you the link and also other things in Discord. But basically, when you go to the sandbox site, you are going to be received with this screen. Here is a link for the terms of service. So I recommend you to review that. And then you can log in using your GitHub account. Probably in the first login, you will receive a pop-up to link to acknowledge the sign-in from GitHub. But once you get that done, you will come to this website. So as you can see here on this left side, you have the information to access the two cloud agents, Agent A and Agent B. Both of them share the same token. You can see here that the token has a 7-day validity. After this token expires, you can come again here to the website and you will get a new token. Other thing that you get here on the right, well, you have the mediator endpoint. So this is where the mediator is going to be operating. And then you have a very small sample code that provides you with a curl command to try out the cloud agents. So you can copy this using this button here and paste this into a console. Basically, you will get a response from the cloud agent. So yeah, you have this for cloud agent A and agent A and B. And other feature that you will have is this browser-based wallet. So I guess it got stuck. Let me try again. Okay, there you go. So this is a browser identity wallet, very basic, but it gives you enough to try these things out. You can see that first you need to connect to a database. This is a browser internal database. You first need to connect to the database, and then you can start the edge agent of the wallet. It takes a few seconds. And you can see that it already connected. So The features here are very basic. You have this tab here, connection. So let's say you are going to connect with the issuer. Here is where you put the invitation, the out-of-band invitation to create a connection. You can see I already have one in here. And the credentials that you have in your wallet will be shown here. As you can see, it's very basic. You can later on ask the developers or more details on how to use this, but really it's very just enough to establish connection and receive credentials, let's say. What other feature do we have here? Other one that is important is the give feedback button that you have here. If you have an issue or require support, you can come here and click on the issue button. So this is going to send you to the Zendesk form. Here you can describe the situation that happened to you with detail. You will need to select here in project solution. I think it is Atala Prism. Yeah, Atala Prism. And yeah, you can fill the details as you wish. And the other thing that we have here is if you have an idea of how this sandbox can be improved, or if you have a feature request, you can come here and type whatever you would like to see improved or added to the sandbox. So yeah, basically that's it. Feature-wise, you can see it's very simple, but very powerful. It will help a lot, especially for newcomers, because then you can start using this technology without having to deploy all this stuff by yourself. So I think this is going to be very useful. Do we have any question?
Esteban, I have one question regarding Sandbox. Does it make sense for us to share the code of the Sandbox project to the community members in order to contribute with particular functionality, features, and other stuff?
When you say share, you mean share the code or share
Yep, yep. Open source the project of Sandbox that we currently have.
Yeah, in that case, well, the sandbox is a Tala Prism product that will be up to the product manager to decide. In this case, the product manager of the sandbox is Mark. So right now it's closed source, but yeah, it will be a product decision if it's meant to be open sourced or not. Yeah, other thing that I wanted to share is, well, thanks to a lot of team members that have been working on this sandbox, and also some community members who helped us to beta test the sandbox. We have here Alan, Bjorn, Dale, Fayat, John Bauer, Mark Griffin, Michael, Milos B and Milos D, Roberto as well from the community, Todor, Julius, and anyone else who helped with the creation of the sandbox. Well, just to give you my thanks for helping with this. And yeah, if there is something else, someone else who I didn't mention, be sure that we appreciate your contributions to this project. Do we have any more questions?
Yeah, I have a question. So this sandbox is using the Cardano testnet or not?
As I understand, is in memory.
So they are using independent nodes that are not communicating with Cardano or each other, right?
Yeah, they are just, well, they are not using the testnet. I guess they are relying only on the agent database.
Yeah, correct. It is a separate node within memory storage. So yeah, not
So I
interaction.
just wanted to point out that some interactions may not work because of that. since when you create a did, it just in one Prisma node, and since it's not communicating to the testnet, the other one is not reading.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But if you use the sandbox to create the did and issue credential and verify, it will work, right?
Maybe the question is if the agent A and the agent B share the same.
Yeah, they are they are sharing the same one.
Okay. Yeah, so if a did exists in the agent B, agent A can resolve that did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if that's the case, as long as everything is contained within these two agents, probably there should be no issue. But the ideal scenario it will be if they use testnet. Maybe I should add here an idea. So yeah, if they use the testnet, the advantage is that if someone deploys an agent on their own and connect that to testnet, so the deeds that are published by these agents are going to be able to be seen by other third-party agents as well. So, but yeah, I guess we eventually will get there. Any other question?
Yeah, I just want to give a remark. Yeah, this is just initial version, very basic. We already received some really cool feedback on improvements we could make, and yeah, especially wallet is really basic right now, but just everybody to know improvements are already on the way. So yeah, we will improve it step by step, and this really can become a go-to tool for onboarding to our platform. So it is super easy to try out any feature in a matter of minutes rather than spending days on deploying everything and figuring out yourself. So yeah, expect a lot of cool features in the future.
But I think, Milos, we should try. Why can't we have a single Prism node sharing between the two agents or three agents? Because that will solve these problems for you, for at least in memory mode.
Yeah, I'm not sure we're having any problems right now.
I think
the
you'll have
point
a
of the
problem.
tool is just to quickly start. So the idea is that you, when you get here, you do end-to-end flow here. So you, I don't see.
I think
So
it won't work.
as long as you use the same node, there is no problem. And they mentioned that they are using the same node on agent A and agent B.
Prism node is same node?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine then. Okay.
Yeah, we have one sandbox node, which is used for all.
Okay, then it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So anything else? Maybe any other comment from the team who working on the sandbox? Okay. I'm trying to find the chat. Is any question in the chat, Fayad?
No questions.
No. Okay. So yeah, that's the sandbox, and I'm pretty sure that this is going to be immensely useful. Also, it will be good because I guess a lot of the usual questions that we get in the Discord channel related to deployment are going to diminish because now we can just let the people know about the sandbox and they can go right away to use this. So yeah, let's continue. Let's have a quick look on the open issues. I wasn't able to check this beforehand, so let's see. if we have new issues in here. We have one from Fabio, we have one from Pat, so these are internal, and this other one is from Michael. So these are all from the team. I think we can review that later on. I am just looking to see if there is something from the community. Okay, this is mediator. So we have something here from Mix. But I can see that you guys are already on it, so that's good. This one is from Fabio, from Michael. This is Salt. I'm trying to see if there is something new. That has not been reviewed. This one is internal. Wallet is the KTS. There is one from Mix. Okay. CI filing. Yeah, these are relatively new. Let me see this other one. This is from Michael. Yeah, what I'm trying to find is if there are tickets that are all that have not been addressed, but it looks like everything is relatively recent or is from the internal team. So I think we are good. One of the things we need to work on and mature a little bit is the part of the triaging of these issues. Probably we are going to have some discussions about that during this or next week to see how to handle this properly in a way that doesn't require too much of the time of the engineers, but also let us give good visibility of what is going on to the community. But at least I see that we don't have like any ticket that has not been addressed in, let's say, in a acceptable amount of time. Pretty much in a matter of a few days, at least I see some comments from the maintainers in there. So yeah, we will be reviewing that process eventually to see how can we handle this better. Yeah, I think that's all that I have for today. Do we have any questions, comments?
Yeah, so there are some questions in the chat from Fabio. Fabio, do you maybe wanna just say it out loud?
I have no questions. I was replying to John.
Oh, okay, sorry. My apologies.
But they do use the same Prism node, right?
Yes, I was just explaining that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the problem is going to be only a problem if you are using another agent that is not from the sandbox. That will be a situation where this will not be able to resolve. Yeah, that's all that I have for today. If anyone has any comment. No comments, no questions. Okay, I think we are good. Fayat, anything else to add?
Yeah, so next week, Wednesday, guys, we will have our official Hyperledger meetup. I do encourage you guys to join. It's going to be an exciting session. I will paste the link here in the chat. Let me just grab it quickly. Give me 2 seconds. So if you guys do want to join the meetup next week, Wednesday, same time as this call, you can go ahead and click on that link. You should get the details to the meetup. And that's about it from my side, this one.
Okay, so I think we are good to go. Thanks everyone for joining, and see you next week.
Thank you, Esteban. Thank you, guys.
Hey all, have a great week. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.